And you get the feeling that those lights are coming from an inn or a tavern or something. And much closer to you is the woman standing in your path.
We approach her.
Well,
Milady?
Well met. With Baron's
Hello,
blades.
good evening.
okay, Jeff. Enough, Jeff. A lady does not sound like a horse, Jeff.
She may look
Why
like
the
one,
long
but-
face, my lady?
A reverse centaur.
I'm a little horse. Arr. Okay. And she says, are you the Baron's blades?
Indeed.
Mm,
Yep, that'd be us.
That's us.
Come with me. And she turns and walks off the road to the left. Are you going with her?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There in somebody's front lawn is what looks like a picnic table with a tent over it. And on the picnic table are decanters and goblets, metal goblets. And she says, would you like some wine?
I'll have a cup.
I'll take it, but I inspect it before I drink it.
Looks good. Well, you can't tell who vinted it or anything like that because it's been decanted. But these look like really expensive crystal decanters.
Mm. Okay.
And
Is there
it
anyone
looks
else around?
no.
Why do you have crystal out here when all of this is this could break very easily? This should be much more utilitarian.
Yes, quite. I happen to like crystal.
Mm.
I am Lady Lord Tesserel Winter of Eveningstar, and you are in Eveningstar.
I bow.
Have some drinks, blades.
Put that up there. The names.
Thank you so
I'll
much
take
for
a sip.
hosting us at this late hour.
No problem. It's early for me. And she gives you one of those little grins.
Where is this?
You are in Eveningstar, and this is a front lawn about 6 houses in down the east side of the road you were on. And about the same distance again will take you to where all those lights are. Which is where your road seems to end in a T-junction with an east-west trade road that looks even bigger and more important.
Is there stables nearby that I can just see? I'm just trying to think where I'm going to be putting my horse instead of before we go into the inn.
Not at the moment. You can't see anything from right here. Although some of these dark buildings down the lanes on either side of you are probably people's private stables, for their but we're not talking huge stables that would have room for visiting horses. We're talking like there's a shed that has, room for hay and 1 or 2 stalls. And the 1 or 2 stalls probably have things in them already. But anyway, you're alone with this lady. And
I whisper to Thorm, isn't it a little odd that there's no one protecting her?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, but I ain't drinking none of it.
I think it's fine.
I'm halfway down.
I'll take a drink, Ed.
I take a drink.
As will Chandlara.
Okay.
I'll have a drink. Zond is thirsty.
It's really nice wine. And she's halfway down her goblet herself.
And
and
pouring from the same.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imbibe.
Yeah, she just grabbed the front decanter and poured thingies, and by the looks of the decanters, they're all full of the same stuff. It's just if she empties one, she'll start on the next one. It's not like she has a bar there with an array. And she says, so I am Tesserel, and I have a problem.
In the morning. Do you want? I can give you my cloak.
Who's got that audio running?
That would
Is that
be
you, Jeff?
I'm sure it's Jeff.
Yes.
Curtail your toys. Are we not toys enough?
Yeah. and curtail the sound too, Jeff.
What sort
no
of
fun.
what sort of problem do you have, and how may we be of assistance, Malay?
Well, my problem, and I don't expect you to take care of this problem. I merely wish you to beware of it before you go where you're going. I have a threat locally, mind flayers.
Oh
Mm.
dear.
Hmm.
In the early spring of this year, sheep began to disappear from the high meadows on either side of the Starwater Gorge, and she turns and points up the road the way you were going. And obviously, the Starwater Gorge is in that direction. Um, so we sent out the usual wolf hunters. We found no monster tracks, nor kill sites. Someone or something was taking the sheep as neatly as skilled human bandits. And she looks at Simbrel and she doesn't say anything else. Uh, so I promised that I would send a Crown Foresters with war wizards to scour the high country as soon as the snows and the time of mud were gone and the ground solid enough not to be damaged. However, the farmers who owned those sheep weren't inclined to wait that long, and they started sleeping with their sheep to keep watch. After 3 of them had gone missing without trace, along with a lot more sheep, I myself led an exploratory force of my house wizard, a summoned minor war wizard, 6 purple dragons, 2 priests of Lathander from our local temple here, and 8 yeomen, local militia. We found sheep dung in a trail to the entrance of Rivior's Keep, and we found some of the sheep penned up in the keep courtyard, guarded by 2 black-robed individuals with mauve skin, bald heads, tentacles where their mouths should be, and 4-fingered, long taloned hands, mind flayers. These guardians hastened into the keep itself through the archway of the main door and abandoned the sheep. So we recovered the sheep, but mindful of the many traps in Revere's Keep and not wanting to face mind flayers, we cast 2 lightning bolts through the main door and withdrew. A month later, sheep and farmers were still disappearing, and a few foresters who'd been too bold and ventured into the gorge were missing too. So I led that promised scouring force into the gorge and up onto the headlands. We found nothing suspicious. We slowly and carefully probed Rivior's Keep. We found it deserted, but with fresh traps set, as well as the usual abundance of older known traps. The caverns of the Claws, the local troll lair, and the owl bear den hard by the haunted halls proper were both long deserted. We did find evidence that some peddlers or pilgrims or someone had spent a night or 2 in the caverns, but they had moved on. This time, the far fewer traces of sheep dung we found led us to the entrance of the haunted halls. We explored enough to find that the green slime that often mysteriously was restored to the guard quarters room after being thoroughly burned away, it would come back, was gone. The rest of the entry areas of the halls seemed deserted, and otherwise little changed. Until we reached the lightning trap, the bronze doors and guardian statues. The inner door leading out of the fire-scorched former guard quarters room where the green slime was normally found. Both of the doors on from these, when opened, displayed walls of tentacles that we could not dispel. And they seemed endless. Spell after spell we hurled, And by normal fire and acid that we used, they would regrow time and again. So we withdrew. We set up watch over the gorge. Sheep are no longer grazed anywhere near there, so they have stopped going missing. That's why the war wizards declined to go into the haunted halls. As spring became summer, there were no sightings of anything unusual until Hanstul Randerhorn, a forager, venturing up into the Stonelands well east of the Starwater Gorge, reported seeing a mind flayer from afar, wandering around. It was closer to the gorge than he was, as if confused and lost. In broad daylight, it was picking berries to eat, just as he was. He declined to approach it. A 10-day later, Trolley Havenford, the wife of Norbrand, one of the missing shepherds, couldn't sleep, and she went out into her back garden in the moonlight to pray to any gods who'd listen to bring her man back to her. She was terrified to see a mind flayer standing, clutching her back gate, staring at her. When she cried out in fear, it burst into tears and fled. And though she ran after it, she couldn't see where it had gone, nor caught sight of it again. The next night, the Evanor woodcutter, Garsund Ramskull, reported that 6 armfuls or so, or a heaped handcart worth, those are his words, of cut, split, and dried firewood were stolen from the outside back wall of my boards and furniture shop that I bought and opened for him. At the same time, as a neighbor, the vintner, Jatha Yortalin, reported being awakened by stealthy sounds outside her bedchamber window and seeing 3 tall, thin men with beards like tentacles carrying things along her fence, which is right where thieves would have been if they were taking away Ramskull's firewood. So, I want these disappearances and thefts to stop. I want to know for certain who or what is behind them, and I want to know if I really do have mind flayers skulking through the back gardens of Eveningstar. I know that's not your quest, Blades, but if you can learn anything while you're doing what you've come to do, I would appreciate being told.
Well, I, for one, am intrigued. It's very strange.
It is, but it's also along the location of where we're going to anyway.
Right.
I ain't exactly the brightest dagger in the tool shed or whatnot, but I don't think that mind flayers have anything to do with berries or firewood.
I was thinking the same.
Right. Like somebody polymorphed into a mind flayer and they have to live in the wilderness because they won't be accepted.
Just
I don't
might be
know.
doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Maybe they're missing
Hey.
people.
But why take the form of a mind flayer? It's very
Terrifying.
There,
Well, they
yeah.
might not have a choice.
Why would the mind flayer standing at the gate be crying?
Exactly.
So
Well-
I'm thinking maybe it might be the people that have gone missing.
Yeah, it would. It could have been maybe her husband or something. Just changed
Exactly.
magic-y stuff. I don't do the magic-y stuff.
That's my
Yes, we
thoughts.
know.
My lady, have you heard of a villain, Amercast Volthrin?
No, that's not a name familiar to me.
How about Zoro Galanthar?
No, also not familiar.
We have heard that perhaps Zents or some offshoot of them, led by this wizard Amercast, is in this area and has allied themselves with an eye tyrant named Zoro Ganathar, as well as having several knight hands as blades to back them up.
Ah, night hands we have heard of. And of course, we've heard of Zentrum. We have Zentrum like crawling cockroaches.
what can you tell us of the night hands?
That they seem to be warriors. I myself, from what I would this is my judgment from all the reports brought to me. It's almost as if they're renegade Zentarim, offshoot Zentarim,
Mm.
Zentarim who are outside the chain of command somehow. Um, but yeah, hardened warriors, veteran warriors, and they're living rough up in the Stonelands or hereabouts. We don't see them much, but sheep go missing. As I said, that's anyway.
Mm.
If you learn anything, please let me know.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And you're welcome to take any of this wine with you. It's quite safe, she says. I drink a lot of it myself.
I like to stay on top of my game.
I take it.
I will have another swig myself.
Okay, she pours you right to the top of your goblet, and then she hands you the decanter, and then she picks up a fresh decanter and hands it to Simbrel.
Thank you.
For
To
smell for
Tempest.
any traces of iocane powder.
I take another swig of this very good wine and say, alternate theory. The mind flayers ate sheep brains and now they're really stupid.
How far is it from here to where the mind flayers have been spotted? I think we should camp out there and try to see what we can see through the night.
It's about a mile from this table to outside the entrance to the haunted halls in Starwater Gorge.
But it's already late at night, right?
Yes, and the clouds are clearing and the moon is rising higher and higher into the sky. It's
I say we go right away and we
gonna be a
hide
bright
someplace and watch.
Well, sure, but we're gonna have to take turns. We've been riding all day.
But yeah, we always take turns when we camp. So
Yes, set up camp, set a watch.
Yep, the usual. Mhm.
Out in the wilds as we should be, fighting monsters to the glory of Tempest.
we
And
still
each
might.
other, of course.
Bring the
Yeah,
reins in there a bit.
What he
everybody.
said.
Thank you,
Okay.
milady, for your kind hosting, and but we must be off.
Ah, it is my pleasure. May good fortune find you.
Where can we find you when we can report back to you? Where will you be in town?
You will be passing the Lonesome Tankard there, at the corner, or the Welcoming Hand just beyond it. Leave word at either of those if I'm out riding or if I'm busy with business. I will find you in short order.
Okay. Okay.
I have to check my toilet real quick, but I have wireless headphones, so I won't miss anything. I'll be right back.
Okay. Ooh, just the mystery of the exploding toilets. Yes. Okay, right. So, are you going into the Starwater Gorge?
I guess so.
Yeah,
I
I
Because
say
it's
yes.
easy to navigate at night.
Okay.
we have a ranger and I'm sorry, Mike. What are you again?
I'm rogue,
A rogue. So we have two
but I'm a
rogues
human
and
rogue,
ranger.
so I can't really.
Well, it
Can't
is
see, I don't
bright
even really-
moonlight, and everybody knows where the Starwater Gorge is because that little bridge you crossed is a bridge over the Starwater, and you can just follow it
Oh, excellent.
upstream as it winds up into a gorge with two headlands on either side. And this is where the haunted halls are, somewhere up it on the west side, just south of Rivior's Keep, which is built into the side of the gorge. But it's bright moonlight now, so it's almost like you're walking around in a room with a light, with a very white bulb rather than yellow.
Like that
Um,
drift light then. In
Yeah,
front of the bridge.
yeah. And you reach a place where somebody has chalked a sign on a stump that says, "This way to the haunted halls." And underneath somebody else has written, don't go there." It seems deserted all around you.
Sally forth.
Yes.
Are you camping and awaiting dawn, or are you pressing into the haunted halls?
I want to scout out for like a really good hiding place for us to camp where we could have the best vantage point we could have of the surrounding area.
I'll help you with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, those are mutually exclusive. There is no good hiding place at all in this gorge here, but the best vantage point would be to go to the other side or east side of the gorge, go high up to the top of the headland so you could look down on the entrance to the haunted halls. That would give you a great vantage point.
That's a good idea.
But you're not going to be hidden from anybody.
No trees we could climb up and hide in, or watch
not
from?
in the gorge. Not in this part of the gorge. All you've got in this part of the gorge are stunted little trees and bushes. It's almost as if they brush the gorge once a year. Almost.
Well, perhaps we could set up camp a little ways away where there is some place we could hide, and then one or two people could go out at a time to the gorge to spy.
Okay.
And who are those first one or two people?
Oh, me.
I'll go second. Should we be two at a time, or?
I'd say we should do two at a time.
All right.
Okay, so Simbrel and Delthrar are our first keeners, racing to keep watch over the haunted halls as the night deepens and it gets cold.
I'm going to try to get some sleep.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's why we're setting up camp, right? We're not just
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been traveling all day.
all day, without much rest earlier on in the day either.
Okay, so you hobble the horses. The horses are quite content to graze here. There's long, lush, sweet grass. They seem eager to munch and munch and munch, and poo and poo and poo. And
Is the moon full?
Yes, the moon is full, and nothing seems to be disturbing you. It's as if you have the gorge all to yourselves. Ooh.
I don't like it.
We should
I
probably
pray to
have
my Maliki to guide my eyes and help me, please.
we should probably leave somebody to stay awake at the camp too, while everybody else is sleeping.
Well, we're gonna
most
take
definitely,
turns.
most definitely. With you two are going to take the first watch on the gorge, and then we'll
Right.
leave
Yeah,
one
we're a
person.
ways away from them.
Okay.
And
And
we'll leave at least one person watch at the camp.
I'm just going to roll some innocent little dice here.
I'll volunteer for first watch.
I'm going to do the Bob Ross thing. 2 nice little dice. Okay. Okay. And nothing happens, except those of you who are not on watch fall asleep. And you dream. You dream of smiling, dancing beholders, waving hats at you as the music plays.
How does Beholder dance?
In midair.
Did you say
outside-
waving hats like this?
Yes.
Hello, my
Hello, my
baby.
honey.
Hello, my honey.
That
Yeah,
one?
nice.
Yes, like that.
Wow.
Like that. That must have been good wine.
Until someone looks at it and it just goes ribbit.
Okay. And those of you who are keeping watch over the haunted halls, just before you were planning to go back to the camp and your beds, when you're getting really tired and yawning and you're thoroughly chilled and it's like, okay, it's time for second watch, you suddenly get the feeling that you are being watched from the direction of the entrance to the haunted halls. You can't see anything or anybody, any creature. You can't see anything. You just suddenly get the feeling, I'm being watched.
Even though we
And-
have pretty good visibility, we just
Yep.
can't see anything.
You
Okay.
can't see anything except the entrance to the halls, and it's a dark opening.
And how
you
far
can-
is it from us?
It's probably around 300 yards across the gorge from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel
can't-
that?
Yes, I do. Like we're being watched.
Well, I mean, this is kind of your home. Is this a usual thing?
This isn't my home, but
Well, you know what
No.
I mean.
oh,
You
I've
know?
never been exactly here before. No,
woods are woods, right?
I see nothing. Well, there aren't really woods around. This is more of a big clearing area, but
Yeah.
yeah, I see absolutely nothing. Do you?
Mm-mm. No, just
Well, we
that
both feel
feeling
it.
that we're being watched, though. Just creepy.
Right. Should we return to camp?
Or you can toss a bow at it.
I don't have a bow, sorry. But
I
would
thought you were a
throw
ranger.
I
No,
am.
Oh,
But I'd throw a fairy fire in the direction if we were closer. Maybe reveal something invisible.
uh,
And
yeah.
are you moving closer?
I am gonna creep closer. Even I guess if they're watching, there's no point in being extremely stealthy. But
I'm shoulder to
try to
shoulder
get-
with you.
I'm gonna
Right.
try to get within 80 yards and shoot a fairy fire where I feel the sensation of being watched.
Okay, the sensation of being watched is definitely coming from that big opening in the cliff face. The large. It's like an archway with nothing but impenetrable darkness in the archway, and the archway is large enough for two wagons beside each other, and probably if you stacked wagons 5 wagons high in pairs, that would be the top of the arch.
Oh, wow.
All right.
big arch.
That's pretty big entrance.
Yeah.
Ed, can I ask you just, so is this a archway inside the cliff wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's indented slightly in the cliff wall. There's like a natural gash, and then somebody has obviously somebody dwarven has obviously gone mining in the natural crack and carved out an opening.
So by the power of Miliki, I try to illuminate any creatures within that area with purple fire.
Okay, your purple fire coalesces around something really tiny, like a point or dot in midair. It's in midair about 40 feet above the ground in this archway. But your purple light is like human fist sized or smaller. It's a point of purple light.
And it's not moving.
It's not moving, but as you stare at it, it goes dark and then bright again as if it blinked.
I think this is a magical eye that's watching.
You do?
Yes, I think we should go back to camp.
You seen one before?
Magical eyes, yeah. You know, when scrying spells and such.
Okay. Is it bad or good?
It's bad. It means they know we're here.
Oh, fucking wonderful.
Yeah, so let's go before something comes to greet us. We should go back to camp.
Mm-hmm.
And we go.
Okay, are you returning to camp?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And are you looking back as you go?
Oh yeah, looking over.
Yeah.
Start looking everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're seeing nothing, and you return to camp, and all is well.
All right.
Your companions are snoring gently.
Well,
except for the one who's on watch.
Yeah, we tell them what we saw.
Well, who's awake? I thought they were all asleep.
No, we left one person.
Oh, okay.
That would have been
one?
me. I'll just say I was the first one to take watch on camp.
Okay. Is anyone else going to go check out the gorge, or are you just going to stand shifts till morning?
Yeah, we have to decide. Are we going to do the original plan where some more people go to the gorge, or are we just?
So the problem now that they know we're coming over and splitting the group and a small number, the next two watchers could easily be ambushed.
Right.
So my suggestion would be that we go in at first light. I don't know if that's like 5 or 6 in the morning, but oftentimes people are at their guards are at their worst at that point.
So we camp here then. Continue to take watches, but just here.
I agree. I don't think we should split up.
Mm-mm.
Mainly because I don't like the way Ed was grinning a minute ago.
And he grinned like a fox eating shit out of a wire brush.
So I go to sleep.
Yeah.
we'll rotate watches as we all stay in camp.
Okay.
What time is it right now? The moon's high in the sky, so
I would say that you are now sort of the equivalent of 2 in the morning.
okay, so we're only sleeping for a few more hours anyway.
Yeah. And
I'll
it's
take
cold.
this last watch then, if nobody else wants to. I assume I must have got some sleep earlier.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Everybody got sleep earlier who wasn't up and about. So, and all is tranquil, and nobody's coming near your camp. There are not even any little rustlings. It's as if all the little critters that normally scuttle through the grass at this time of night aren't there. Dun dun dun. And then the first light of dawn can be seen on the horizon. And it's even colder, and you feel stiff. And you start to awaken. And still nothing seems to disturb your camp. Nothing seems to come near. You're getting very sleepy.
We should head in quickly before they wake up.
Good idea.
I agree.
In the light of day, I searched to see if there were any tracks of anything that came around our camp in the night that wasn't noticed.
Nothing. No tracks at all.
Okay. When I say my morning prayers to my leaky and restore my spell slot.
Okay.
I also pray to Tempest for myself and for all my companions.
Ooh, very good. Are you actually blessing or just praying?
I don't think bless would last long enough, so I'm going to save the spell.
Excellent. Okay. Very good. Yes. So you're all at full spell slots, and you have said your morning prayer to Tempest, and my leaky actually featured in the dreams
Oh,
of Delthar Dawnstorm. She approves of what you're doing here.
oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'm extremely happy upon waking and having had it. I live for those dreams where she talks to me. So, or gives me motivation.
So do I, although it means lots of laundry. But okay. Okay. So so now we are at dawn, and you all feel ready as you'll ever be. The horses are giving you looks. It's like, oh, you're going to leave us alone again, aren't you?
We should probably leave the horses here. Yeah.
We're gonna do a marching order.
Yeah, we should probably do a marching order.
Really
I'm
good
probably
idea.
really gung ho to I feel good after that dream I got from my leaky's getting her approval. So I would be happy to be in front.
All right. Well, I'll follow close behind him then.
Well,
I'm gonna guard the middle.
I'm happy to be in the middle or towards the front, but we should probably have one of the rogues towards the front so they can look for traps.
By all means.
Because we heard that there's traps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I don't mind going shoulder to shoulder or whatever.
I'll go behind the road.
Yeah. Well, I'm a thief, so.
Same thing.
But I can still search for traps, right?
Yep, it's the same thing.
Get your
I got it.
Yeah.
If we're going 2 by 2, I'll go in the second or third row.
You can put me at the back.
Can I get just so that the names of everybody? So Delthar, you're going
second, right after the rogue, like a step behind the rogue.
Simbrel's going first.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And I'll follow up behind them. Thorn.
I'll go third as the meat shield.
I'll go fourth, right behind the meat shield.
I'll go side by side with the meat shield in third.
Okay, can I just get your names again? Sorry. So who's after Thorn? Side by side, the meat shield and the cleric.
Brella is the meat shield.
Brella.
And Bralagar is the cleric.
And Mascar is the wizard.
And you're behind them, right?
B1 and B2.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bananas in pajamas reference. You guys don't.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I have seen that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Curry,
we
are you going to go behind them?
I'll be in the back. Yep.
Okay. I'll be in the
I'll
back.
be in the
with you.
back with Chandra because I'll die.
Well, that's the point.
I'm in the mullet part of the party.
I have a
Oh,
dagger and
dear.
4 darts.
So, Mike, why don't you go next to Mascar, Eric?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm just going to be mopping up if there's any issues. If we don't feel like, if you want to do a double check of traps or anything like that, if it looks dangerous, I'll do my find remove traps too. But I'll stand next to Mascar going in.
Mascar,
Okay.
do you have the ability to dispel scrying eyes? Or would that not matter? Because if we dispel it, they'll still know that we're here. I guess you're just gonna know. We gotta assume that they'll know, right?
Yeah, they'll know.
That is not a spell that I have taken. If you wish, next time
I'm just gonna grab a snack.
next time I study my spells, I can take a non-detection spell, but I did not think to do that this time.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Did we all happen to get briefed this morning upon waking about last night's
yes,
events?
absolutely.
So I'm gonna try not to metagame this one too hard, guys. We are the Baron's Blades, and
Yeah.
this is no new feat for all of us. I would ask our friends of the group, what spell do you know that conjures an eye that blinks?
Wizard eye.
None that I've ever heard of.
Tell us, wizard, what spell is that?
Oh, you're muted, Eric.
Is not a spell that I have learned otherwise. It might be a variant of one of the scrying spells, though, or
Wizard's
an
Eye
arcane
or
eye. Yeah,
Arcane Eye.
My worry is that it was no spell, but that it was an eye.
Oh, it very well could have been. It was very small, and I wasn't extremely close to it. I was like 80 yards. So
Aye,
it did look like it blinked.
Oh, boo.
Okay. The light is growing stronger as the sun reaches across the land. Your
moving
gorge
in?
around you still seems deserted except for you. It's very cold, but warming now. Do you wish to venture into the haunted halls?
yes.
Yes, we do.
Ed, what are the floors like going in there? Is it sand or is it worked stone?
From all you've heard, it is stone underfoot, but you haven't seen any of it yet. And the Baron's Blades have never been in the haunted halls before.
Okay.
What you're looking at right now is dirt. You're outside, dirt and long grass in the gorge.
I'm ready to go.
Did we see a door or?
Well, as you cross the Starwater and come up the other side, and it's dirt and gravel, you see a cleft in the stone cliff face, and set back in that cleft is a pair of tall double doors closed. These were definitely not here last night.
Oh.
In other words, if they were here, they were standing open, and you were looking into a dark opening. Now you're looking at closed doors, and these doors have very large runes painted on them. Painted on them with glowing paint. It looks like gang tags all over the doors, but you don't recognize any of these runes. They look really magical and very, very intricate and scary, but you don't recognize any of them. But as you very cautiously get closer, peering hard at them, you get the feeling that there are other runes underneath these runes. So it's like there's dark writing on the doors, and then somebody's taken spray paint and put, lime green and marshmallow yellow and stuff runes over top of them.
I'll peer around Ralagar and see if there's any on the ground in front of it too.
Can I take my dagger and kind of see if I can chip at it a little bit?
Careful.
Chip at what? The door?
No, the rune.
A rune on the door. You're going at a rune on the door. Okay.
I step back 15 feet.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna try and grab her before she can go up and
And
start
this is
scraping
why
at
I
it.
stand in the back of the party.
I grabbed the wizard and put him in front of me.
Oh, thank you, George.
I cast a
This is
well-timed-
magic. Prepare yourself, wizard.
That's
I
right.
cast
Wait,
a
wait, wait,
well-timed
wait.
wraith form, so whatever it is goes right through me.
Now, hold on a second.
Are you seriously casting Wraith form?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
On his
What?
initiative.
I think we should check it before you start poking at it.
Okay.
You make it sound like a scab. Or a Portuguese man of war on a beach, or
Well, that was my plan. Just to see if
I can
there's
always
traps
cast read
around.
magic
Okay.
on the door.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah. I cast read magic.
ooh. Okay. And here's what you see. A bunch of nonsense, which is probably those visible runes that are, and then underneath it you can see what looks like little stamps or trademark symbols or something, or corporate logos all over the door in dark thing underneath them. One of them says erase. And one of them says dimension door. One of them says knock. One of them says misty step. And one of them says thunder wave.
Well, so Bralagar, you want to try the door?
I'm confused, Ed. So these are actual spells on the door, or these are just
Yes.
like people have written the names of spells?
No, they're runes on the door.
There are runes on the door.
And the rune is a weird magical symbol that you're not used to, even
Okay.
though you know some of these spells.
Yeah.
You're not used to this rune. And then in a circle written in common behind the rune. In other words, the rune breaks the circle, and the circle stops in segments to make it clear that the rune is over the circle and not
Okay.
under the circle, and not joining the circle, are the words erase, dimension door, knock, misty step, and thunderwave. It's almost like there's something different about these runes. Each rune is on top of a circle, and you've never seen this before.
No one has seen this.
Smells like a
No.
trap to me.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort
Well,
of
Of
wizard-
course, it's a trap. No,
Did Zahn convey to us what he was able to read, so we all know?
Well, I tell everybody what I'm seeing.
All right.
Could we have our thieves search the surrounding area in front of the door to find any correlation on the ground in relation to the door in front of us?
Yeah, absolutely. I can
Okay.
do that.
there's definitely ground in front of the door, and
It's lots of dirt.
this ground looks like a lot of people have come and gone recently as well as long ago.
Hmm.
Into and out of these doors.
Can I make
said-
anything of
you
these
said,
of these tracks? Like, what kind of creatures maybe possibly caused these?
Yeah.
Yeah, like human tracks or
Yeah, humans wearing boots, most of them.
Or
okay.
at least humanoid.
Yeah, humanoid. Yeah. But the stride is adult human length.
Gotcha.
Can't remember in first edition what level rogues get the ability to remove magical traps.
Well, you can try at any level.
I'm not dying at the first door. It's not happening.
So,
Would I have that?
you roll percentile and you want
Right.
to roll
Yeah.
45% or below.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
can you do
exactly.
that?
It's
I
a
am mostly playing
percentile.
lookout and watching our back is what I'm doing.
I moved back to the back of the group again.
No, Zond, darling. Go touch the one that says knock, of course.
92.
Ooh,
What?
she rolled.
that?
No, well, her
Yeah.
fine remove is 45%. She rolled 92.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Move.
Well. So she
Hello.
Uh-huh. You can't find any traps.
I'll look. I've got an 80.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll mine on fantasy grounds.
Okay.
And I rolled 54.
Uh-huh. And
We're fine.
you don't find any traps either. You get the feeling, both of you, as you're examining this, that there are no immediate traps that imperil you, but that these runes, the darker ones, the ones underneath all the gaudy paint, are magical of some sort. And active magic, as in magic that is waiting to be triggered.
Right.
But you don't get that horrible foreboding that if I touch this door, immediately something from those runes is going to hit me. No, you don't get that feeling.
I agree with what Darla said, Lara. Hit the knock one, the knock circle.
You're muted, Jeff.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Maybe it's like for lack of a better term, push button. You hit the knock button, it overrides the other spells and lets you walk through.
So I don't want to dissuade us from this path, but to give us another option, I actually could cast Wraith form to try to see if there is a way past these without triggering it, see what's beyond, and maybe open it from the inside.
How long do you stay a wraith?
Trying to find the spell.
Because I think the knock's going to work. I don't know if you want to waste that spell here.
I think so too. I think these are
I
spells that are
I'm
used
just
to be
giving it as an
triggered.
option. It would last 16 rounds.
I'll maybe save that in case we need that.
Okay, that's fine. I will do that. I just
I'll
want to
give you 2 bits.
Sorry.
I'd like to take down each of the runes and what they correspond to, like write it down.
Okay. On what?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking for. Hang on.
I have a book. I have my spell book with 18 blank pages. I'll just use one of the pages to just basically copy the way they are and where they are located on the door.
Yeah,
I
don't have anything.
I've been blessed by Maliki. I feel really lucky. And if I die, the sooner I die, the sooner I'm with her. So I don't really care if I die. So if you all step away, I'm going to go press the knock button.
Oh, but I step back.
I'm
You're
feeling
muted, Eric.
fearless.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will stand ready with the power of Tempest to cure you, should it.
And I
Come to
shall
that.
roll some dice.
The DM grins, it's already too late.
Throw your coin purse back. Don't let us all suffer.
Let
I
us
have
hold
your
on to your
boots?
potion of healing.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm concerned. I'm ready to go to his aid if needed.
I very
Push the button
confidently
and drink at the same time.
Okay. So, are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
You are approaching the door.
Mm-hmm.
And you're putting your hand upon the rune that says knock.
Yes.
Okay. Your hand is now upon the rune. It's not a button. It's just part of the door. It's solid. It's cold. because it's been out in this cold, cold night. And suddenly nothing happens.
Suddenly
So I was
nothing.
holding my breath, and I'm like, oh. I take my hand off. It's like, okay. Any other
Nothing.
ideas?
A man of action. That's good.
All right. You know what? I'm just going to try opening the door.
I was just gonna say that.
You go right ahead.
I'm going to go for it.
Okay. Are you pulling on the door? It looks like it pulls out open outwards.
Yeah, I'm going to walk up and I'm going to pull on the door.
Okay, so the door has two large metal pull rings, perfect circles of what looks like bronze. Looks like big enough that if it was a mirror, a cosmetic mirror, and you shoved your face through the mirror, the circle would just sandwich your forehead and your chin. Okay, that's how big the rings are.
That's a big ring.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but these rings don't seem to be swivel. They seem to be mounted in a boss that looks like a fist that sticks out of each door. So they could be swung this way as knockers against the door, but they don't twist or anything. So you just pull, and the door is heavy but counterweighted, and it starts to open. It starts to open silently, as if it's been
Weapons drawn.
recently lubricated. I'm keeping it clean here. Okay, it doesn't grate. And the right-hand door from the outside seems to overlap the left-hand door by about 2 finger widths to keep weather out. And that's just a metal lip running along the edge of the door. And you have pulled it open now, and there's nothing but darkness beyond. There doesn't seem to be anything moving in the darkness. You can't hear any breathing or giggling or roaring or peeing or any other noises that a creature just beyond the door might make. It's as if you are alone with this door.
Before we go in, how high is the gorge?
Oh, the side of the gorge
Yeah.
is about 120 feet high on this side and about 100 feet high on the side you were camping on.
So I'm just gonna stand back and I'm gonna take a look and see if there's any way up the gorge safely. I'm not gonna do any kind of crazy climbing walls. I'm just wondering if there's another way in. I'd like to see up top on the other side if there's like maybe some chimney smoke coming up from any spot in there that would give.
Okay, so last night when you were camped across the gorge, you could see that on both sides of the gorge, your side and the haunted hall side, the rock walls rise. It's a flat, a rolling top plateau with thin soil on it on top of bedrock. So there's grass that the sheep graze up here, and they've grazed it pretty thoroughly before they were pulled off or went missing. So the grass is starting to regrow all over the place, but there's no signs of anything up top in ways of habitation. There are zigzag paths up the gorge on the other side, the side you camped on, that you could take a mule up. Humans can go up. You can lead sheep in a line up, but not much more than that. And there's nothing on your side. But the gorge gets shallower and shallower as you go higher and higher up it, as north up into the Stonelands. So eventually, you would come to a bit where it would be shallow enough to just, reach the quote top on either side.
Okay.
Any floating, blinking eyes in the sky, or along the wall of the gorge, or anything?
No.
We see.
Oh, I totally would have pointed out where we saw the thing last night, the blinking eye.
Okay, I'm ready to follow you guys whenever you want to go in.
So we don't hear anything. Do we smell anything like somebody cooking something or just any other sensory input?
Nothing.
Okay.
Dead silence.
Let's go
What?
find some ghosts.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go.
You go right ahead. You go first.
I ain't never punched a ghost before. Let's do it.
Okay, so
But I want to say I stay out in front because I'm still going to look for traps.
okay.
You know.
Yeah, I assume we'll now take the marching order we kind of said before.
Okay. Simbrel, you're in the lead. What you find as you step beyond the door, only one leaf of the door is open, the right-hand leaf of the double doors.
Mhm.
There is a smooth stone floor under your boots, as in fieldstone, as in somebody has chiseled this away with such precision that it's smooth and level. You think dwarves to yourself, okay? And
Okay.
it's 10 feet wide. It's 60 feet high. And it's going straight west, arrow straight west, for about 40 feet. And then it seems to open into something larger.
Okay. And anything out of the ordinary? I mean, anything that makes me want to pause the whole party behind me?
Not yet.
Is there any light in here, or do we need to someone
It is
light up a
pitch dark.
Oh, then we need some light for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take out one of my torches that I have and I'll light it. And
I have a continual light spell I can cast on something.
do you want to waste a spell though?
Well, question. It's been a while since I played this edition. Fairy fire does glow like a torch, doesn't it?
It
Candle.
can, yeah.
Can.
Okay. I will. Go ahead.
What you've got in Fairy Fire is a gentle glow. You can read by it if you're right underneath it. You can make it flicker. You can make it fade a little bit. And you can also choose the hue. So if you chose a fire orange hue, it would be like holding a small, steady torch that doesn't flicker, which means you could be seen from, 120 feet away, but it illuminates about a 20 by 20-foot radius sphere around you well enough to make tiny details out by.
Okay. I'll pull a dagger out of my boot and I'll make it glow orange fairy fire.
Okay.
Is-
Because I've got a.
Are we
Yeah, but
doing that and are we retconning my torch I lit? Like, did you want to do that instead, or are we having
Well-
both?
I'd say both.
Okay.
Mm, I feel like it's a double-edged sword because we're drawing attention to ourselves, but yet we can't see without it.
Right.
I just want to suggest we should really recruit a race that has dark vision into the party.
This is the problem, right? The bad
Mhm.
guys probably can see us in the dark. The beholders and the mind flayers and the ghosts.
Well, they already kind of know that we're here anyway. I
Yeah, so
mean,
there's no reason not to have the illumination.
no, but it still gives them the upper hand.
And in the dark, they'd have a bigger upper hand.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
That's true.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like this double-edged sword.
I don't think there's much we can do about it, honestly.
We
No,
need lights, so
How long does your fairy fire last? I also do have a scroll
What
of
happened?
light if
What
that gets
happened?
dispelled.
It just says I can make the dagger glow with fairy fire when willed to do so.
Oh, perfect.
oh,
What
Well, I
happened
will
is we
keep this.
lost Eric's camera, it looks like.
Oh no,
Oh,
he had to take the
I'm
dog
still
out.
on. I'm still on. I got to take I'm taking the dog on a walk. So.
Nice.
La 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 la.